There is a sacred silence that settles into a kitchen when you're cooking for just one. For many of us, the days of giant holiday roasts and crowded family tables have transitioned into a quieter season of life. But living alone doesn't mean your hearth should go cold. In fact, some of the most profound flavors in American history were born in a single, humble pot. Meals designed to be simple, affordable, and deeply comforting to the soul. Today, we are opening the heavy iron lid of history. We're looking at 13 forgotten one-pot wonders that are perfect for those of us enjoying the quiet of our senior years. These are unique, high-interest recipes that remind us that even when we cook for one, we are never truly eating alone. We are eating with the memories of everyone who came before us. You'll want to stay until the very end, because the meal at number 2 is a lost golden treasure that was actually used as a form of currency during the hardest years of the 1930s. But first, please tell me in the comments from where you are watching our video. Hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed because tomorrow, I have saved something extra special for you. Number 13. The Sleepy Sunday Chicken and Rice. To make this, you just sear a single chicken thigh, skin on for the flavor, in the bottom of a heavy pot until the fat renders out. Then toss in a cup of rice and 2 cups of water. The shocking thing is that the rice soaks up every bit of that golden chicken essence, creating a soft, gentle meal that is incredibly easy on the stomach. Number 12. The Depression-era corn chowder. This unique version uses the starch from the corn itself instead of expensive cream. You sauté a bit of salt pork, add diced potatoes and a can of cream-style corn, and let it thicken naturally over a low flame. The interesting part is that this meal was often called liquid gold in the 30s because it provided a massive hit of energy for just a few cents. Number 11. Poor man's goulash, the macaroni miracle. You take a small amount of ground beef, a can of tomato soup, and a handful of elbow macaroni, simmering them together until the pasta is tender and the sauce is thick. The fascinating thing is that this wasn't the fancy European version, but a purely American survival staple that defined Midwestern life for decades. Number 10. The Hobo cabbage roll unstuffed. Rolling cabbage leaves is hard on the joints, so our resourceful ancestors destructured the recipe by chopping the cabbage into ribbons and browning the meat right in the same pot with a splash of vinegar. The good thing is that you get all the flavor of a traditional cabbage roll with none of the labor, creating a tangy, savory miracle. Number 9. Sweet potato and sausage skillet. This involves slicing sweet potatoes and rounds of smoked sausage and letting them caramelize together in a single pan until the edges are crispy and sweet. The interesting part is that sweet potatoes were often used because they lasted much longer in the cellar than white potatoes, providing vitamins when other vegetables failed. Number 8. The Saturday night bean and frank bake. For many seniors, Saturday night meant one thing: beans. You take canned navy beans, a spoonful of molasses, and a sliced-up hot dog, letting them simmer until the sauce is thick and sticky. The fascinating thing is that this meal celebrates the lowly bean, turning it into something rich and indulgent for pennies. It's a meal designed to be eaten directly out of the pot while listening to the radio, just like our parents did in the 1940s. Number 7. One pot salmon pea wiggle. This sounds like a strange name today, but in the 1950s, it was a Friday night favorite made with a can of pink salmon, a jar of white gravy, and a handful of peas served over toast. The shocking thing is how the soft texture and high protein make it the perfect dainty meal for those who need to maintain their health but have a smaller appetite. Number 6. The garden scrap minestrone. In the late summer, grandmothers never let a single vegetable go to waste, tossing green beans, a stray zucchini, and a bit of pasta into a pot with a Parmesan rind. The shocking reality is that the hard end of the cheese dissolves slightly, adding a salty depth that makes the water taste like expensive broth. Number 5. Grandma's Dutch oven beef stew. You take the toughest, cheapest cut of beef you can find and let it sit in a pot with carrots and onions for 4 hours until the meat is as soft as butter. The interesting part is that this meal was designed to be started in the morning. The aroma fills the house all day, making the home feel warm and lived in long before dinner. Number 4. The empty pantry egg and potato hash. When you haven't been to the store in a week, you fry up diced potatoes until they are crispy, then crack 2 eggs directly into the middle of the pan. The fascinating thing is that when you break those yolks over the potatoes, you create a rich, golden sauce that transforms a few cents of food into a feast. Number 3. One-pot American chop suey. Despite the name, this dish is purely American, using ground beef, onions, and elbow macaroni in a simple tomato base. The thing is that this was the most common meal served at town hall meetings and church socials for 50 years. Number 2. The golden cornmeal mush, the currency meal. This involves boiling cornmeal in salted water until thick, letting it set, and then frying the slices until they are as crispy as a potato chip on the outside. The shocking reality is that during the Great Depression, this meal was so valuable and filling that it was actually traded for services in small rural towns. Number 1. The resurrection chicken broth. The king of the one-pot kitchen. You boil every scrap of bone and skin until the liquid turns a deep, cloudy gold. The amazing thing is that this broth was historically called the healer because it provided the hydration and minerals needed to keep the spirit high. Cooking for one is often seen as a chore, but it can be an act of profound self-love. Every time you put a pot on the stove and fill it with these forgotten ingredients, you are honoring your own health and your own history. You are saying that your life and your meal matters, regardless of how many people are sitting at the table. If you have a one-pot meal that has seen you through the years, maybe a recipe your mother taught you, please share it in the comments. We are a family of memories here, and your wisdom might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Thank you for spending this time in our kitchen. If you found comfort in these memories, please subscribe to join our journey. Until next time, take care of yourself, cook something warm, and remember, you are part of a beautiful, lasting story.